Fox News ramping up the pressure on Governor DeSantis by suggesting that Republican National Committee co-chair Lara Trump be his pick to replace Marco Rubio in the Senate. The Sunday Morning Future show is where Donald Trump Jr. said his sister-in-law should be the appointee. Also, Florida Senator Rick Scott has touted Lara Trump as well. DeSantis has not commented on this constant media campaign from the pro-Trump world. In fact, it seems like DeSantis disappeared through a lot of this by taking a trip to Italy.
Yeah, now he has said yesterday that there's going to be this process that's going to play out, and there will be interviews, and there are lots of really good candidates for that Senate seat and all of that.
In other words, he said nothing.
Pretty much. But here's the bottom line. And in addition to Donald Trump Jr. and Rick Scott coming out in favor of Lara Trump, you also have Anna Paulina Luna, Congresswoman from the Tampa Bay area, in favor of her getting that Senate seat. And Lara Trump has come out and said that she's interested in it. So I don't know what interviews DeSantis is planning on doing, but the bottom line here is if Team Trump wants Lara Trump in that Senate seat, what's he going to do? Yeah. Say no and give it to somebody else and then feel the wrath of Trump? Are you kidding me? Trump's the most popular, powerful politician in the entire country. If he wants his daughter-in-law in the Senate, and it seems like he does, why wouldn't he? Then that's what's going to happen. I mean, you can go through the whole rigmarole of interviews.
Making it seem like it's a fair process and he's considering everyone.
Right. Seem like you're deciding all of this, but I'm sorry, this has been decided for you, and I have no doubt that Lara Trump is going to end up being the pick.
Yeah, I think that this sort of is a telltale sign that DeSantis, while he wants to be pro-Trump, he in many ways is his own person. And instinctively, he would rather have the control of the situation and not have Trump world tell him what to do. You know, I think DeSantis likes to be the bully. He doesn't like to be bullied. Yeah. But in this circumstance, like you said, what other option does he have?
You're going to pick Ashley Moody?
Yeah. I mean, and even coming out saying, oh, well, I'm going to consider all the options. That is not what a pro-Trumper would say if they were in his shoes. So right off the bat, it looks like he doesn't really want to do it, but he's going to do it because what choice does he have?
Exactly. If he doesn't, then you're going to have to explain why you didn't pick her. And there's no doubt that all of Trump world is going to turn against him. And that's what you want with your final 2 years in office as governor.
And you have presidential aspirations in 2028.
You've got that. And I'm sure he's going to want to say in who the next governor of the state is. Like, you'll just completely lose your power if you do. So, again, Lara Trump wants to be. Now, is she the best pick? I mean, there could be a case made that Ashley Moody would be better or Laurel Lee would be better or, a number of different options would be better picks for that Senate
seat.
And
you could argue that Ashley Moody and Laurel Lee have been elected.
Yeah.
And so they've gone through the process of actually facing the voters. Lara Trump's just coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But you know what? It doesn't matter.
No.
Because the rules say that the governor makes the pick.
Exactly. So. And her last name is Trump. And I think President-elect Donald Trump, I think he wants someone who's in the family in the Senate to keep an eye on Senate Republicans.
It's like having a mole.
And how things go. Yeah, not that there aren't pro-Trump Republicans in the Senate, but it's a little different when
it's your family and
you've got your family on the inside.
Dinners.
Yeah, just like she ran the Republican National Committee. There's a reason they put her in that spot. So
but she won't be running anything in the Senate because by seniority rules, she'll be at the very well, she'll be just by Senate rules.
By last name rules.
Now who's being naive, Kay?
Yeah, we'll see. But, the thing is, and look, I think Rick Scott has dealt with this to some extent as well. You come into the Senate, and it's an important job, but you don't instantly have the ability to take over.
No. And I don't know that that's going to be her role. I think her role is going to be what's going on in the Senate and reporting it back to.
Oh yeah.
So all the senators will love to hang out with her.
Yeah, but if they want proximity to power,
then they're all going to want to be around her.
Exactly. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting dynamic. Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens. The governor is, he's waiting.
We're all on pins and needles waiting for his decision.
So the debate in the state capitol over storm recovery is heating up. House and Senate state leaders preparing for the next legislative session. And after back-to-back storms, hurricane recovery and relief will be a focus. Democrats are arguing that the state could have done more to reduce the impact of the storms. Republicans say the legislature's investment in state infrastructure helped prevent problems. The minority leader, Fentrice Driscoll of Tampa, says Governor DeSantis vetoed too many projects that could have helped hurricane recovery. But the Republican appointee to the Emergency Management Office, Kevin Guthrie, says the state lined up thousands of power trucks and were very prepared after the storms hit.
Yeah, I think Governor DeSantis needs to just go ahead and make that Senate pick, and it'll be Lara Trump, and then focus on what the legislature has to deal with in this upcoming session. Some big things. The fallout from multiple hurricanes hitting the state. You've got the condo crisis that still needs to be dealt with, and we'll see where we're at with the property insurance crisis in this state as things begin to settle in the aftermath of those storms. So I think it's going to be a pretty consequential legislative session.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Governor DeSantis still wields a tremendous amount of power in the state because of the fact that he controls a lot of which projects move forward and which ones don't. And like we were talking about, hurricane recovery and infrastructure to stand up to these storms in the future will be something that they'll have to decide whether to spend money on.
Exactly.
So AAA released its annual estimates of what to expect if you're traveling over the Thanksgiving holiday. And this year, it's expected to be another record-setting number of people hitting the road and going by air. More than 4.5 million Floridians will travel 50 miles or more during Thanksgiving. And if that happens, it'll be an all-time high and an increase of more than 100,000 compared to last year. And nationally, AAA says almost 80 million will travel at least 50 miles. That's a 2% increase from last year. So if you're heading to the airport, be ready for crowds because it's going to be busy.
And what are the worst travel days? I think it's like, isn't it a day or two before Thanksgiving and then
the day coming back?
Yeah, I think something like that.
I know the Sunday after Thanksgiving is like the worst.
That's one of the worst.
Well, because people kind of space out when they go, but everybody's got to come back on Sunday to then go to work on Monday.
Why is everybody traveling for Thanksgiving? Well,
to go visit their families. I was going to go to Massachusetts, but then when I started thinking about spending all the money to just go for like 2 days, and I just
not everybody can just drive up to Hernando County.
Yeah.
Some people actually have to go somewhere.
Hernando County, from where I'm at, I think that's right there, about 50 miles. So I would technically be part of that group, except
you'll be over by like a half mile.
No, I have it at my place. This way I don't have to move.
You don't have to go anywhere.
I don't have to go anywhere, do anything. Exactly. So it's going to be my place.
Order out.
No. That's the one meal. There is
don't Uber Eats
Uber Eatsing Thanksgiving dinner. It's got to be my mom's Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, so she's going to hook you up.
So she goes to your place and cooks.
Yeah, well, but I go and I get all the stuff. So I do the shopping, but I don't know how to cook.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty good setup.
Yeah,
it's my favorite holiday of the year.
Yeah, mine too. I actually did Friendsgiving with my friends like this
That's
past
ridiculous.
Sunday.
That
it was
is so stupid.
Great. I got like a bonus turkey dinner. It was awesome.
Friendsgiving. When did that become such a thing?
I don't know, but I loved it. It was super fun. Well, I don't have family here either. I'm not going to see my family, so it was great for me because I got to hang out with all my friends and the kids all got together. It was great. We had a kids table and an adults table.
Are you going to do like the Publix commercial where you FaceTime on the screen and all that?
That's right. Yep.
Didn't you invite yourself to my Thanksgiving last year?
You invited me. Shut up, dude.
Of course, we always have plenty to go around. Although we don't want too many people coming over because I like a lot of leftovers. So, all right, Chris Trankman with today's top stories. Chris, thanks so much.
Thank you.